March 18, 1982. It was around 1:35 in the afternoon. Everything appeared normal inside the Bombay Stock Exchange. But then, one phone call changed the direction of the Indian stock market.
Manu bhai, we have sold 100,000 Reliance shares, but the buyers are still standing.
The man on the other end of the phone did not panic. He took a long puff from his cigar. His name was Manu Manek, one of the most feared players on Dalla Street. Do not stop. Increase the selling. By this evening, Reliance must be on the ground. The moment the order arrived, one sound echoed across the trading ring: sell Reliance. Within minutes, hundreds of thousands of shares were dumped into the market. Reliance fell from 131 to nearly 121. Within a short period, investors began losing lakhs of rupees on paper. But this was not an ordinary fall in a company's share price. It was a war between Dalla Street's old emperor and India's emerging business king. There were no trading applications, online orders, or instant severances in those days. Deals were made inside a crowded trading ring through shouting, hand signals, and personal trust between brokers. Inside this market, Manu Manek's voice was treated almost like law. Some called him the kingmaker, but serious market players knew him by another name: the Black Cobra. Manu Manek did not operate alone. He was supported by an organized network of powerful brokers and investors known as the Bear Cartel. The method was simple. First, target a rapidly growing company. Then short sell its shares in huge quantities and create fear across the market. In short selling, a trader sells shares that he may not currently own. He expects the price to fall, buys them back at a lower price, and keeps the difference as profit. Whenever Manu Manek started selling, small investors assumed something was wrong with the company. They panicked, sold their shares, and pushed the price down even further. This formula had worked against many companies. But in 1982, the Black Cobra targeted a businessman who understood every nerve of the stock market. That businessman was Dhirubhai Ambani. He did not merely build a company. He gave ordinary Indians the dream of becoming owners of a major business. Reliance entered the public market in 1977. Instead of depending only on wealthy investors, Dhirubhai invited middle-class families and people from small towns to become shareholders. These investors had not merely purchased shares. They had invested their trust in Dhirubhai's vision. That trust would later become his most powerful weapon. Reliance's business was expanding, and its share price was rising rapidly. Small investors were happy, but powerful old market operators were becoming uncomfortable. At the same time, one group was fighting an aggressive battle in the polyester market against established companies such as another group. This was more than a price war. It was a fight for market control. To continue this business war and expand Reliance, Dhirubhai needed a huge amount of capital. That is why the company was preparing to launch a rights issue.
A rights issue allows a company's existing shareholders to purchase additional shares. In return, the company received fresh capital for expansion.
The cartel's alleged plan was simple: crash his share price before the rights issue. Investor confidence would collapse, the issue could fail, and the company might not receive the money it needed. Dhirubhai Ambani may have sensed the attack in advance. He did not merely want to defend himself. He wanted the enemy to enter the trap with full force.
The first step was to prepare enough capital. The objective was to buy every share that the Bear Cartel sold into the market.
The second step was to create a network of trusted brokers. They later became known as the Friends of Reliance or the Bear Hunters. Their mission was simple. Whatever the Cobra sold, they had to buy.
No matter
how
how
far the price fell,
buy every shares.
could not stop.
Do not stop at any price.
The source of this counterattack money remains controversial. Various accounts mention NII investors, overseas companies, and a mysterious investor known only as Shah. Now we return to the afternoon of March 18, 1982. The Black Cobra's brokers launched their biggest attack. The first 100,000 shares were sold. The cartel expected the price to collapse immediately, but someone kept buying every sell order.
Manu bhai, the buyer is still standing.
Instead of stopping, Manu increased the attack. According to popular accounts, nearly 11 lakh Reliance shares were short-sold. Reliance fell from 131 to almost 121. From the outside, it appeared that the Black Cobra was successfully completing his mission. But around 121, the decline began to stop. The Friends of Reliance stood like a wall. Every share the cartel sold was being purchased.
Trades were not settled immediately in those days. On settlement day, the buyer had to make the payment, and the seller had to deliver the physical share certificates.
If a seller did not have the shares, he could pay a Badla charge and carry the trade forward to the next settlement. The first settlement arrived and the trade was postponed. Then came the second and the third. Every time, the cartel believed the buyers would eventually run out of money. But between every settlement, the Friends of Reliance continued buying more shares from the market. Slowly, the number of available shares began to disappear. Then came the final settlement on April 30, 1982. The cartel was confident that the buyers would once again accept Badla and postpone the trade. But this time, the Reliance supporters made a demand that silenced the entire market.
We do not want Badla. The money is ready. Now give us physical delivery of all 11 lakh shares.
The trading ring fell silent. The cartel had sold millions of shares, but it did not possess enough actual shares to complete the delivery. Every short seller rushed into the market to buy shares, but there were almost no sellers. Buying increased, the price rose, and their losses multiplied. This is known as a short squeeze. According to popular accounts, forced buying pushed Reliance close to 201, trapping the very traders who had tried to destroy it. But was this Dhirubhai's greatest business masterstroke, or an aggressive manipulation of the market system? Who do you believe truly won this battle? The Black Cobra or Dhirubhai Ambani? Share your opinion in the comments. And subscribe to the channel for more untold stories from business, finance, and corporate history.